the identity lie that keeps you stuck in the shame cycle. Name the pain, validate it, promise the fix. You miss one deadline and your brain swaps, I messed up for I am a mess. Then the numbing scroll, the fake fresh start, the reset tomorrow promise. You're not lazy, your nervous system flags identity threat as danger and shoves you into avoidance. Willpower can't override a body alarm. Here's the fix. A 60-second identity action split to stop the spiral and move today. We'll do it now, then install it so misses don't snowball. The 60-second identity action split. The move is simple. I did a failing action. I am not a failure. That one sentence breaks the fuse between behavior and identity. Then we stack 2 tiny steps on top. Here's the whole micro-protocol. Move 1, name the action, not the self. Say out loud, I missed the deadline. Not, I'm unreliable. Keep it brutally factual and short, 10 words or less. Move 2, split identity from behavior. That was a failing action, I am not a failure. You're drawing a bright line. The thing most people miss is they argue with the feeling. Don't argue, label and split. Move 3, choose the next tiny action, not the whole fix. A micro action that closes the loop in 2 minutes or less. Send a 1-line update. Log the task as deferred to Friday. Set a 10-minute timer and write the ugly first paragraph. One move, finishable now. Let me show you exactly how. Say you blew a client deliverable. Your chest is tight, your focus flickers, and your brain is whispering, you're done. Here's the script. I missed the Thursday handoff. Pause. That was a failing action, I am not a failure. 2-minute action, open email, subject, quick status, body, running 24 hours behind. New handoff tomorrow, 2 p.m. Draft attached for visibility. Hit send. Then immediately spend 2 minutes listing 3 bullets you'll complete first. That's it, spiral interrupted, loop closing. Now here's where most people mess up. They moralize the miss. They turn a late file into a character trial and try to punish themselves back into integrity. Punishment tasks feel righteous but kill momentum. Another common trap is overcorrecting. I'll work all night. That spikes stress, guarantees sloppy output, and teaches your brain that mistakes demand self-harm, not smart repair. If you remember nothing else, remember this: tiny closure beats big penance. The reason this works is your nervous system needs a signal of agency, not a speech. A 2-minute action is that signal. It moves you from helpless to I can influence this, which brings your thinking brain back online. Let me back up and explain the sensations so you don't misread them. After a miss, you might get an adrenaline dump, shaky hands, shallow breathing, tunnel attention, or that weird blank stare at the screen. That's a threat response, not proof you're broken. Expect it. Name it. Alarm in my body, not evidence about me. Then run the protocol anyway. You're building skill under load. Quick variations you can use today. Missed workout? I skipped today's lift, I'm not undisciplined. Micro action, 10 air squats, 10 push-ups, walk once around the block. Log, floor met. Late reply, I delayed the response, I'm not disrespectful. Micro action, 1-liner, saw this, drafting full reply by 4 p.m. Then add a calendar reminder. Creative perfection spiral, I avoided shipping, I'm not talentless. Micro action, export the messy draft and share with a note. Ugly V1 for comments. This clicked for a student last week. She'd been staring at a blank slide deck for 3 hours, telling herself she's always behind. We ran the split, sent a 3-sentence pre-read to her manager in 2 minutes, and blocked a 15-minute build slot. Her words, once I hit send, my brain stopped yelling. That's the point. A tiny action flips the state. Before we continue, you need to understand the boundaries. The split isn't an excuse, it's a lever. You still repair, you still deliver, you still learn. The difference is you do it from stability instead of self-attack. Accountability without identity collapse. Common mistakes to avoid. Over-explaining, you don't owe a novel. 1 line of context, 1 line of plan. Over-apologizing. Keep apologies clean and paired with a concrete next step. Compensatory overwork. Don't promise heroic hours, promise specific deliverables. Swapping labels. I'm a procrastinator is still identity glue. Describe behavior, I delayed. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches. Pre-decide your default microactions for your top 3 failure patterns. If you often miss morning writing, your default is open doc, write 50 words, leave visible breadcrumbs. If you often delay replies, your default is one-liner acknowledgement plus calendar nudge. When the alarm hits, you don't think, you execute. Let's rehearse the full 60 seconds. Second 10, name the action. I missed the thing. Second 10-20, split identity. Failing action, not a failure. Second 20-50, do the tiny action. Hit send, start timer, log next step. Second 50-60, exhale and say, loop closed, continue. And boom, look at that result. You're back in motion in under a minute. Now you've got the move. Next, I'll show you why your brain fights it and how to make this automatic so one miss never becomes a shame cycle again. The mechanism, how identity threat triggers shame. Quick rehook. If you've ever wondered why one small miss can hijack your whole day, this is the wiring behind it. Now you've done the move, let me show you why your brain resists it. When you miss, your nervous system doesn't only see task risk. It reads belonging risk. Humans survive by predicting what keeps us accepted. Identity is that prediction model. It answers, who am I here and do I still belong? A failure creates a prediction error. Your model expected competent, reality says missed, and your system flags social danger. The reason this matters, your body reacts before your thoughts. Polyvagal theory calls it neuroception, the neural process by which your system detects safety or threat outside conscious awareness. When it senses risk, it shifts state. What it feels like in real time. Safety, social engagement. Warm face, steady breath low in the belly, you can hear nuance in voices, ideas feel connected. Activation, fight, flight. Heart thuds in your throat, breath moves into the chest, pupils feel tight, hands fidget, you rush to do something. Shutdown, freeze, collapse. Heavy limbs, cold fingers, shallow or held breath, muffled hearing, screen stare. None of these states are moral, they're biological. Here's the chain that fires. Alarm, collapse, avoidance. Alarm is the spike, tight chest, heat, racing thoughts. Collapse is the identity fuse, your brain shortcuts from I missed to I am a failure to explain the discomfort. Avoidance is the false relief, scrolling, snacking, cleaning the inbox, anything that lowers sensation quickly. That quick relief rides your dopamine system. The moment sensation drops, your brain tags the avoidance as rewarding, even if you hate it. The drop feels better, so your brain learns the loop. Next time, it repeats it faster. Now here's where most people mess up. They try to think their way out while the alarm blares. Willpower is a prefrontal function. Threat states reduce prefrontal bandwidth. It's like trying to run complex software on a dying battery. You can't access nuance when your body believes you're about to be exiled from the tribe. That's why lectures don't help and why the sentence, I should know better, makes it worse. The thing most people miss is that shame isn't just emotion, it's a strategy. Historically, shame kept us in line with the group. It says, if you feel terrible about who you are, you'll conform and stay safe. The cost is high. Global self-attack shuts down curiosity and problem-solving. Guilt, in contrast, is behavioral. I did a wrong thing, I can fix it. Your identity action split moves you from shame's global verdict back to guilt's local repair. Let me show you exactly how the split changes state. The line, that was a failing action, I'm not a failure, interrupts collapse. Then the 2-minute action interrupts avoidance. You're pairing a cognitive cut with a bodily signal of agency. That combination tells your nervous system, I'm not exiled, I'm engaged. Breath deepens, vision widens, and your prefrontal resources come back online. That's why the micro-action is non-negotiable. Words alone won't land if your body still feels cornered. Quick story, you say, I'll work harder tomorrow. That promise buys short-term relief. Overnight, dread grows because the debt is vague and big. Morning hits, alarm returns stronger, you avoid more. This isn't laziness, it's your system predicting pain and protecting you from it. Therefore, you don't need bigger promises, you need smaller completions that contradict the prediction. Micro story, an engineer I coach used to doom scroll 30 minutes after a miss to calm down. We swapped it for a 2-minute, ACK plus timestamp email. Within a week, his urge to scroll dropped because his brain started getting a faster dopamine bump from completion than from avoidance. Before we continue, you need to understand the shortcut. Close the loop with one 2-minute action immediately after the split. Think of it like inoculation. A tiny, controlled dose of engagement teaches your brain, contact is safe, I can move. This is why acknowledging stakeholders quickly works so well. Social signals of repair soothe the same system that flagged social danger. Common mistakes to avoid during this shift. Arguing with shame thoughts. Argument keeps attention on the identity story and prolongs collapse. Hunting for perfect language. The nervous system cares about action, tone, and speed more than poetry. Penance tasks. Overcorrection spikes stress and pairs repair with self-punishment, making future repairs harder. Waiting to feel ready. Readiness follows movement here, not the other way around. If you remember nothing else from this section, remember this: threat states are state problems, not character problems. Treat the state first. Character judgments can wait. The reason this works is state change unlocks access to better choices. When you feel safe enough, you can select smarter actions. When you feel endangered, you'll pick whatever reduces sensation fastest. Now you might be thinking, what if the stakes are high? Won't a small action be insulting? Actually, urgency is a reason to split faster. Split, then escalate action. The 2-minute move opens the door, then you can widen the repair, renegotiate scope, pull support, or block a focused work sprint. High stakes mean high clarity, not high shame. Once you see the loop, you can break each link on purpose. Alarm, name it and breathe slowly out for longer than you breathe in to nudge safety. Collapse, run the sentence and keep it short. Avoidance, 2-minute action done visibly if others are involved. Each tiny completion gives a clean dopamine tick that competes with the numbing habit, so the reward system starts preferring engagement. Repeat that sequence and your brain updates its prediction. I can miss and still belong. That identity becomes resilient, not fragile. The 4-beat loop you keep reliving. Rehook, if you can name the beat you're in, you can choose the next right action in under 2 minutes. Let's map the loop so you can spot it mid-spin and cut it cleanly. 4 beats, you've felt each one. Beat 1 is the miss, it's small at first. A late start, a skipped block, a sloppy pass. Your prediction model expected on it, reality returns off it. That mismatch is a prediction error and your body hears it like a smoke alarm. You'll notice micro signals, a flinch when you open your calendar, a tiny delay before clicking the file, an urge to check anything else. This isn't drama, it's data. The miss is just an event, but it creates a wobble your system wants to resolve fast. Now hear where most people mess up beat 2, the identity fuse. Instead of resolving the wobble with repair, your brain tries to resolve it with a story. I'm unreliable. I'm a procrastinator. I always do this. That swaps local facts for global identity. It feels efficient because a big label explains everything, but it locks the alarm in place. Once the fuse blows, your options narrow. Curiosity shrinks. You stop asking, what would help, and start arguing with yourself. That's the cost of a fused identity. Less flexibility, less choice, more threat. Beat 3 is shame numb, the avoidance ritual that pretends to be relief. The thing most people miss is that avoidance isn't random, it's precise. You'll reach for whatever reliably drops sensation. Scrolling, snacks, inbox sorting, tidying, planning instead of doing, even launching a fresh system at 11 p.m. It works briefly. The drop in arousal feels like safety, and your striatum tags that drop with dopamine. Good job, do this again. That's reinforcement. The relief is real, but it's rented and interest accrues by morning. Beat 4 is the future tax. Re-entry gets harder because the cost has grown. The task didn't just sit there. It collected late fee emotions, dread, embarrassment, second guessing. Your confidence feels fragile, so you either push harder than is sustainable or hesitate longer than you can afford. That's why a tiny miss can turn into a full day lost. Not because you don't care, but because your system is optimizing for short-term relief over long-term repair. Why does this cycle persist? Hidden relief. Avoidance delivers a consistent micro-payoff. It's not laziness, it's learning. Your nervous system predicts that avoidance will lower pain faster than engagement, and it's often right in the very short term. So you repeat it. Therefore, trying to white-knuckle through the loop without changing the prediction usually fails. The loop collapses when you make engagement deliver a faster, safer payoff, hence the identity action split paired with a 2-minute action. Let me show you exactly where the lever sits. Pull the identity fuse at beat 2, and the rest of the sequence loses power. When you say, failing action, not a failure, you stop the global verdict. Then, at beat 3, you redirect the urge to numb into a micro-closure, a 1-line update, a timestamped next step, a 120-second draft. You're still getting relief, but now it's relief from completion, not avoidance. That flips the reinforcement. Dopamine arrives after action, not after escape. Next time your body predicts, "This hurts," you've taught it, "We can handle this with a small move." Once you nail that, everything else clicks. The miss becomes a cue, not a cliff. The identity fuse never blows because you keep behavior local. Shame numb gets replaced by quick repair. The future tax shrinks because your bounce time shrinks. And notice the math. If you cut bounce time from a day to 15 minutes, output rises without working more hours. You didn't become a different person, you changed the loop. Common mistake warnings as you practice spotting beats. Mislabeling the miss as proof. The miss is a data point, not a diagnosis. Treat it like weather, not identity. Overcorrecting at beat 3. Compensation marathons look noble, but teach your body that repair equals pain. Keep it small and finishable. Rewriting history at beat 4. I always blow it is storytelling. Pull up real evidence of times you repaired fast to counter the bias. Here's a micro story. A client kept saying, "Once I slip, the day is gone." We tracked 1 week. Misses happened daily, but the days were lost only when the identity fuse snapped. On days he ran the split within 5 minutes, average bounce time was 12 minutes. Same job, same stakes, different loop. His line, "I stopped trying to be unmessy and started getting good at repair." That's the mindset shift. The lever is the identity fuse. Pull that, the loop collapses. You'll still miss. You just won't multiply the cost. And with practice, your system updates. I can miss and still belong, still deliver, still respect myself. That's durable confidence. Now that you can see the beats, we'll install the split as a habit so you don't have to think about it when it counts. Installing the identity action split as a habit. Quick rehook. If you make this automatic, you won't negotiate with yourself when it counts. One win is great, but you don't want to rely on memory when you're flooded. Let's turn the split into an automatic response you run without thinking. We'll set a cue, lock a routine, and give your brain a reward it actually cares about. Then we'll stack it onto things you already do so it's always within reach. First, the cue. You need an identity thought detector, phrases that instantly flag the fuse. Listen for absolutes and labels. "I'm lazy. I always mess this up. I'm not the kind of person who." They'll see I'm a fraud. Also watch for global verbs. Always, never, everyone, no one. When those appear, say, "Identity thought detected." That short callout prevents you from debating the story. You just start the protocol. If you remember nothing else about cues, remember this. Keep it sensory. Pair the words with a physical signal, touch your watch face, tap your desk twice, or place your hand on your sternum for 1 breath. The body marker becomes the tripwire. You'll start to notice your hand moving before the thoughts finish. That's the habit wiring itself. Next, the routine. It's the same 3-move protocol every time. 1. Name the action in 10 words or less. 2. Split the identity with the line you already know. 3. Choose and execute a 2-minute closure. To make this mindless, pre-build a default move list for your top misses. Email acknowledgement, first 50 words, calendar nudge, log, deferred with new date, 2-minute outline, push a placeholder build. Keep this list visible where you work. Sticky note, menu bar, or the first line of your task manager. Now the reward. Don't chase streaks, track bounce time. Streaks punish you for being human. Bounce time rewards recovery, which is the skill we're building. Create a simple log with 3 columns, date, mistype, bounce minutes. Each evening, add the number. You'll start seeing the trend bend down. That graph is your brain's proof that the split works, and it becomes motivation to keep using it. Research backs this approach. Across multiple studies, self-compassionate framing after failure increases willingness to try again compared to shame-based approaches by meaningful margins. E.g., Neff and Germer, 2013, Brains and Chen, 2012. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches. Tie the reward to a tiny ritual. After you close the loop, say out loud, "Loop closed, good repair." That's less about pep talk and more about teaching your nervous system to recognize completion. Pair it with a breath where your exhale is longer than your inhale to signal safety. It takes 5 seconds and deepens the association. Habit stacking makes this stick in your real day. Attach the split to inbox entry. Before answering any email that spikes heat, run the split, then send a 1-liner. Calendar transitions. At the start of a block, name the first action in 10 words, split if you feel wobble, then 2-minute start. Workout start. If you miss the window, run the floor version immediately. 5 minutes, then log floor met. Stand-ups or check-ins. If you're carrying a miss, open with the one-line status and plan, not an apology monologue. Micro story. A data analyst stapled her cue to calendar transitions. Every meeting end triggered a tap on her watch and the split. Her bounce time on meeting-heavy days dropped from 50 minutes to 18 minutes in 2 weeks because re-entry became a reflex. Now you might be thinking, won't this slow me down? Actually, it speeds you up because it cuts rumination. 2 minutes to split and close beats 30 minutes of dread. And once your defaults exist, you'll spend almost no time choosing. It's tap and go. Common mistakes while habituating. Building a complex system. If your tracker requires formatting or your defaults live in 5 apps, you won't use them under stress. Keep it stupid simple. Collecting scripts you never rehearse. Say the split out loud a few times a day when you're calm. Reps under no load make it available under load. Rewarding only big wins. Celebrate small bounce reductions. From 60 minutes to 45 is progress worth noticing. Turning the split into a debate club. Don't refine the sentence. Deliver it plainly, then act. Let me show you exactly how to install this week. Today, write your 3 detector phrases and choose a physical cue. Build a default move list for your top 3 misses. Put both where you'll see them. Tomorrow, practice the split twice on tiny, low-stakes stumbles. Late to a block, delayed message, just to get reps. Day 3, start logging bounce time nightly. By the end of the week, you'll have a baseline trend and muscle memory. A quick micro story. A designer I coach put her defaults in her email signatures as snippets. ACK, scope, delay. When she felt the fuse, she typed ACK, hit tab, and a clean one-liner populated. 2 minutes, loop closed. Her bounce time halved in 10 days because she removed friction. Before we move on, one more nudge. Identity scripts live in language. Swap I'm bad at follow-through for I sometimes delay responses. I run a 2-minute repair. I'm inconsistent becomes I protect a floor. These I'm a person who frames tie identity to process, not outcome, and they reinforce the habit you're installing. Cool, once this runs on autopilot, we can build the 24-hour system that absorbs misses without shame and keeps you out of the ditch. The 24-hour reset, system willpower. Pattern interrupt. If you only change your morning and 1 2-minute slot, you'll change your week. Let's build a daily container that absorbs misses without kicking off the shame loop. Think of it as bumpers on a bowling lane. You'll still wobble, but you won't drop into the gutter. 3 anchors, morning, midday, evening, plus a weekly roll-up. Simple, repeatable, and friendly to real life. Morning is the non-negotiable block. Pre-commit 1 15-minute window to the day's true lever task. Not the biggest task, the lever task, the smallest slice that meaningfully moves the main thing. Schedule it where you're most likely to keep it. If you've got kids or meetings, protect an early, quiet quarter. Put it on your calendar with a verb-first title like Draft 50 Words, Outline 3 Bullets, or Ship Ugly V1. You're not proving discipline, you're building certainty. That 15 minutes is a floor, not a ceiling. If the day explodes, you still touch the lever. Now here's the trick most people skip. Make the block friction light. Pre-open the file. Write the first ugly sentence as a breadcrumb the night before. Park the tab you need and close the rest. When the window hits, you shouldn't be deciding what to do, you should be doing. The reason this works is it turns start into a reflex, not a negotiation. Midday is the micro-reset window. After any wobble, a late start, a derailed meeting, a snappy email, run a 2-minute reset. Name the action, split identity, close 1 tiny loop, then breathe out longer than you breathe in. That's it. Place this window after lunch or between 2 standing meetings so it actually happens. If you carry stakeholder work, send a one-liner status in this slot. The message isn't just for them, it's a social safety cue for your nervous system. Now, if you're slammed and think, I don't have 2 minutes, this is for you. 2 minutes now saves 2 hours of rumination later. The midday reset is insurance. It prevents the afternoon slide where guilt masquerades as productivity planning and nothing ships. Evening is the 3-line debrief. Keep it so short you can do it while brushing your teeth. Line 1, action, what did I close today? Line 2, lesson, what did I learn about my cues or friction? Line 3, next step, what's the very first move for tomorrow's lever block? No essays, no self-trial. data over drama. If you missed your morning block, the debrief isn't for punishment. It's for setting a smaller floor tomorrow and noting the cue you missed. Here's the thing most people miss. The debrief isn't about hours worked, it's about bounce time. That's your weekly metric. On Friday, do a 5-minute roll-up. Look at your log and trend your bounce minutes. Did they shrink? Where did they spike? Pair each spike with one environment tweak or default script. You're tuning a system, not judging a person. Micro story. A grad TA set a 5-minute Friday roll-up. He noticed bounce time spiked after back-to-back labs, so he added a fixed 2-minute reset at 2:10 p.m. The next week, his average bounce dropped by 28% with no extra hours. Let me show you exactly how a day can run. 7:45 am, you sit for 15 minutes and draft 75 messy words on the pitch. Loop closed. 11:20 am, a meeting pushes a deadline and your chest tightens. You whisper, "Identity thought detected," split, send a one-liner update, and add a calendar nudge. 2 minutes. 8:55 p.m., 3-line debrief closed, draft plus status. Lesson, meetings trigger identity fuse. Next, pre-open deck and write slide titles tonight. That's a reset day. No heroics, no collapse. Common mistakes that break the container. Moving the morning block to later. Later is code for never. If you must move it, shrink it by half and keep it today. Turning the midday reset into a planning session. Keep it to 2 minutes and one closure. Planning lives elsewhere. Using the debrief to relive failures. Write in neutral language. If drama shows up, shorten the sentence and move on. Tracking streaks. Streaks shatter the first time life happens. Track bounce time and number of resets completed instead. Now you might be thinking, what about days that go off the rails? That's coming next with Guardrails. For now, install this baseline and let it be imperfect. The power isn't in pristine execution, it's in reliable recovery. A quick micro story. A PM I coach hated mornings and was sure he needed a 2-hour deep work block. We cut it to 15 minutes, set the lever as right risk log bullet for top project, and put his reset between stand-ups. In 3 weeks, his bounce time dropped by 40% and the risk logs prevented 2 fire drills. His line, small blocks stop the big fires. Here's your setup tonight. Put tomorrow's 15-minute lever on the calendar with a verb-first title. Pre-open the file and leave a breadcrumb sentence. Pick a fixed 2-minute reset slot and add status or micro-closure as the note. Print or pin your 3-line debrief prompt where you can't miss it. That's the container. Tomorrow, you run it once. The day after again. 7 days and your brain will start predicting safety inside the system. That's how you keep momentum even when you wobble. Guardrails for bad days. Bad days aren't a sign your system failed. They're the days your system is supposed to carry you. The goal isn't excellence, it's identity preservation. Here, how to protect momentum when energy, time, or mood crash. Floor over ceiling. On bad days, you don't raise standards, you lower friction. Pick a minimum viable output that's impossible to argue with. 5 minutes, 1 slide title, 50 words, 1 email acknowledgement, 10 reps, 1 chore. That floor keeps the I show up identity intact. The ceiling can wait. Use the 5-minute contract. Say, I will do 5 finishable minutes, then reassess. Start the timer and close a microchunk. Title 1 slide, write the first sentence, clean 1 data column, send the status line, draft the outline skeleton. When the timer ends, you can stop. If you've got more in you, renew the contract, never extend mid-run. Each contract is a new decision. Now here's where most people mess up. They try to repay the whole debt on a low-energy day. That teaches your brain that showing up equals punishment. Instead, you're protecting the habit loop. Cue, tiny action, completion. 1 clean rep beats a heroic collapse. Energy budgeting is your friend. Swap intensity, keep identity. If deep work is impossible, run a low-cog version that still touches the lever. Read your draft out loud and capture 3 fixes, sketch bullets instead of full prose, record a 2-minute voice note of the argument you'll write later. Move backlog tasks forward with clear labels. For workouts, hit the floor, 5 minutes of mobility or a walk or 10 push-ups sprinkled through the day. Label it floor met, so your brain logs success, not failure. Let me show you exactly how to route choices. Ask 3 questions. What's the smallest slice that proves I'm engaged? What version fits my current battery? What can I finish in 5 minutes? Then do that, log it, and exit. This protects tomorrow. Self-talk matters more on bad days. The thing most people miss is they narrate in absolutes when they're tired. Replace "I blew it" with "I'm protecting momentum." Replace "I can't focus" with "My battery is low, I'm running the floor." Replace "I'm behind" with "I'm doing the next right action." These lines keep identity tied to process, not performance. Here's a quick bad day protocol you can run without thinking. Name the constraint in one line: low sleep, high meetings. Split identity: tough day, not a tough person. Set the floor: pick one 5-minute lever slice. Pre-open the exact thing, start the timer. Close and log floor met, then exhale longer than you inhale. Leave a breadcrumb for tomorrow, a note at the top or a first next step card. Common mistakes to avoid. Goal swapping: don't change the plan to something shinier because you're uncomfortable. Shrink the plan, keep the target. Hidden heroics: just 5 minutes turning into an hour because you feel guilty. Respect the contract. Stopping on time is part of the training. Emotional accounting: I felt awful, so I owe extra tomorrow. No second debt. Tomorrow gets the normal plan. Silent suffering: if stakeholders are waiting, a one-liner status reduces social threat and frees your focus. Don't hide, signal. Micro story: a developer I coach had a migraine and a launch deadline. Old pattern: push through, ship bugs, crash for 2 days. New pattern: 5-minute contract to write the changelog, one-line status to team, floor-level bug triage, tagged, not fixed. Next day rested, he cleared the list in 90 minutes. His line: I didn't try to be a hero, I protected my reentry. That's the win. Remember, bad days are when your identity is negotiated. Keep the floor, close one loop, and leave breadcrumbs. You'll feel behind for a moment, then proud by tomorrow. Guardrails for good days. Good days are sneaky. You feel clear, fast, and generous, and that's exactly when you torch tomorrow. The job today is not to prove capacity, it's to protect consistency. Think floor first, then a respectful ceiling. You're building a rhythm you can repeat, not auditioning for superhero. Rule 1: don't raise the bar mid-run. When momentum hits, your brain wants to expand scope. Since I'm rolling, I'll also do X, Y, Z. That move steals fuel from tomorrow and teaches your nervous system that good days require overextension. Instead, finish what you scoped, then channel the surplus into preloading tomorrow, not adding more today. Here's the stop signal. You set it before you start. Pick an end time or a completion boundary like first ugly draft shipped or 3 slides finalized. When you hit it, you stop. No bargaining. To make stopping easier, leave a breadcrumb task that makes reentry frictionless. Write the next subhead, paste 3 bullet prompts at the top of the doc, or insert a comment that says, "Start here, explain step 2 with example." That breadcrumb is tomorrow's fast start, which keeps the system stable. Now contain ambition. Capture ideas, don't expand today's scope. Keep a parking lot note open. When a shiny idea appears, drop a one-liner there with a verb and a next step, draft hook alt. Stop raising the bar mid-run, then return to the plan. You're not suppressing ambition, you're sequencing it. This preserves a clean finish and prevents the perfection spiral from hijacking a strong session. Let me show you exactly how to run a high-energy block. Before you start, write, goal, ship V1 memo by 11:30. Stop signal, stop at 11:30 regardless. Breadcrumb, pre-write the opener sentence for tomorrow's revision. Parking lot, capture extras. You start, you flow, and at 11:28 you're tempted to add a new section. You don't. You ship V1, write the opener for tomorrow, drop the section idea into the parking lot with 1 bullet, and close. You leave gas in the tank. That's how good days compound. Now here's where most people mess up. They celebrate volume, not process. Volume feels impressive, but if it's built on scope creep, you pay with a crash. Celebrate consistency. I planned X, shipped X, left breadcrumbs, and captured Y for later. That identity, I keep promises to myself, is the one that survives stress. Use the 90% rule. If you're at 90% of the result you scoped, stop. The last 10% often costs 50% of the energy and invites perfectionism. Park remaining polish in tomorrow's breadcrumb. Check transitions between sections 2 and 3. You'll do it faster with fresh eyes anyway. Add a cooling lap. After a strong push, take 2 minutes to close loops. Log closed, send any quick stakeholder status, and tidy the workspace to tomorrow's first step. This micro-ritual signals completion to your nervous system and reduces the urge to squeeze just a bit more. Language matters here too. Swap, I could keep going for I want to repeat this tomorrow. Swap, let me add one more thing for let me save one more thing. Those lines anchor your identity to sustainable output. Common mistakes to avoid on good days. Sneaky scope creep disguised as polish. Define polish time tomorrow. Moving goalposts. You hit the planned milestone and immediately redefine success. Don't log the win. Social overpromising. Feeling strong, you stack commitments you can't keep. Capture interest, only commit after a debrief. Skipping the stop ritual. If you don't leave breadcrumbs, tomorrow starts cold, and you'll chase the high by forcing it. Micro story. A marketer I coach crushed a morning sprint and wanted to build 2 more assets. We set the stop signal, shipped the first, wrote 3 breadcrumb bullets, and parked the extras. Next day, she reopened with those bullets and finished in half the time. Her line, I finally left the party while I still wanted to dance. That's the move. So when a good day hits, keep the scope, respect the stop, seed tomorrow, and celebrate process over volume. Protect tomorrow's energy, and good days stop breaking your system. They start multiplying it. Live scenarios. Apply the split in real life. Rehook, scripts you can copy-paste beat pep talks every time. Let's pressure test the split in real situations so you can hear the language and feel the moves. 4 domains: work, health, creative, and relationships. I'll give you clean scripts, a 2-minute closure, and the pitfalls to dodge. Work, last-minute scope change. You're ready to deliver, then a stakeholder adds just one more thing and your chest spikes. Name the action, scope shifted after agreement. Split, challenging request, not a failing me. 2-minute closure, send a 3-line reply, got the new requirement. To maintain quality, I can deliver it today by 3 p.m. and add B in a follow-up tomorrow by noon. Confirm which is priority, then add a calendar nudge for the follow-up. You've acknowledged, protected quality, and created choice. Pitfalls to avoid: over-apology and over-explanation. Don't write a novel about how hard you've worked. Keep tone calm, options clear, and time-bound. If they push, escalate after the split. Given the change, I recommend we move review to tomorrow 10 a.m. to incorporate B without risking errors. That's clean boundary plus service. Health, you skipped your workout and the shame voice says, you're not consistent. Name the action, I missed today's session. Split, missed session, still an athlete in training. 2-minute closure, run the floor 10 air squats, 10 push-ups, 1-minute walk outside or stair climb. Log floor met in your tracker. Optional one-liner to your accountability buddy. Floor done, 2 minutes back tomorrow at 6:30. Pitfalls, compensatory overwork. I'll do 90 minutes tonight, which you won't and you'll feel worse. Or spiraling nutrition as punishment. Keep it boring and repeatable. Your job isn't to reclaim the perfect day, it's to reclaim identity. Creative perfection spiral. You've got an ugly draft and 0 courage to ship. Name the action, I delayed sharing V1. Split, delayed share, not a talent issue. 2-minute closure, export the draft, attach or link it and write this exact note. Ugly V1 for comments. Please react to structure and missing pieces, I'll refine tone after. Send to one person, not a group, to reduce perceived threat. Pitfalls, waiting to craft the perfect context email or adding 3 more sections. Contain scope. If feedback frightens you, pre-frame with a question. If you could only change one thing, what would it be? That narrows the surface area and gets faster, useful signal. Relationships, late reply to a friend's text or a partner's message. Name the action, I let this sit. Split, delay happened, not disrespect. 2-minute closure, send a one-liner repair, saw this and dropped the ball. I can reply fully tonight after 7 or quick call tomorrow lunch, what works? If it's a partner and the topic is heavier, I want to give this real attention. Can we talk at 8? I'll start with what I heard. Pitfalls, over-apology that centers you, or an essay that relitigates history. Keep it short, own the behavior, propose a container. If you anticipate boundary creep, set it gently. I've got 20 minutes at lunch and can focus fully then. That's care plus clarity. Now a few edge cases. Work panic with a real miss that impacts others. Name, I missed the 10 a.m. deliverable. Split, failing action I'm responsible in repairing. 2-minute closure, immediate status, I missed the 10 a.m. file. I've prioritized it next and will send the minimal viable version by 10:45 with X, then the full version with Y by 1 p.m. If you need to adjust your part, I can jump on at 10:50. Then do exactly the MVI, minimum viable item, you promised. Pitfall, saying sorry 5 times. One clean apology plus a concrete plan beats penance paragraphs. Micro story, a support lead missed a 9:30 handoff. She sent the MVI at 9:48 with a time-stamped follow-up, then logged the safeguard she added. Customer sentiment recovered, and her manager highlighted the repair in the retro. Health flare-up day, you can't do your planned run. Name, body says no to intensity. Split, limited day, still training. 2-minute closure, set a 10-minute mobility block, hydrate a full glass, schedule tomorrow's gentle session. Pitfall, identity flip to I'm broken. Keep it behavioral, I adjusted intensity, plan intact. Creative rejection, your pitch gets a no. Name, pitch declined. Split, outcome miss, not identity. 2-minute closure, log what you learned in 3 bullets and send 1 follow-up to the editor. If you have 30 seconds, what angle would make this a better fit next time? Pitfall, disappearing. Fast recontact teaches safety. Relationship tension in real time, you snapped in a conversation. Name, I raised my voice. Split, that was a poor behavior, not who I want to be. 2-minute closure, I'm noticing I'm getting heated and I don't want to say something unhelpful. Can we pause 10 minutes? I'll come back and restate calmly. Then actually return and lead with ownership? I interrupted, here's what I heard. Pitfall, fleeing without a return time, which reads as stonewalling. Time box the pause. Common pitfalls across scenarios. Over-apology, 1 I'm sorry for X paired with plan is enough. Over-explanation, context can sound like justification. Default to brevity. Compensatory overwork, don't promise heroics, promise specifics. Silence, shame loves silence. Visible microactions reduce social threat fast. Let me give you a template you can adapt on the fly. Name the event, X happened. Split the identity, that's a behavior, not me. Offer a concrete next step with a timestamp. Ask for a quick confirm or priority, if relevant. 1 more micro story. A team lead I coach missed a board prep check. Old pattern, all-nighter. New pattern, I missed the 3 p.m. review, that's on me. I can deliver the core slides by 4:45 and the appendix by 6:15. Which order serves you best? They chose core first. He shipped, slept, and his bounce time shrank from a day to 20 minutes. His words, I stopped buying relief with avoidance and bought it with completion. Run these scripts out loud once today. Save 1 as a text snippet. The next time your chest spikes, you won't think, you'll execute. Bounce psychology, from relapse to reentry. Quick rehook, the goal isn't fewer misses, it's faster reentry. Let's normalize the slump. You will relapse into old patterns. That's not failure, that's friction. The skill isn't never slipping, it's shortening the time from slip to reentry. So we're going to define 1 metric, 1 rule, 1 kit, and 1 cue that pulls you forward without the shame tax. First, the metric, bounce time. It's the minutes between the miss and your first clean, visible repair action. Not when you feel better, when you act better. Why this matters, what you measure moves. Hours worked can spike while your recovery skill stays flat. Bounce time tells you whether your system is getting faster at repair. If you track it, it drops. Now the rule, no second debt. When you miss, you don't pay interest. You do make up hours, double workouts, or add extra apologies to atone. Fix forward only. The reason this works is simple reinforcement. If every repair comes with extra pain, your nervous system will avoid repairing. When repairs are small, specific, and finite, your nervous system allows reentry sooner. Okay, so how do you drop bounce time this week? Build a rapid reentry kit and keep it within arm's reach. 3 pieces, a default task, a 2-minute timer, and an environment nudge. The default task is your pre-chosen, embarrassingly small lever action. Write 50 words in your main doc, send a 1-line status, outline 3 bullets, or open the file and rename it with today's date plus V1. It should be so small it feels almost silly, because silly gets done under stress. The timer is obvious. Set it to 120 seconds and move. The environment nudge is a physical or digital shove toward action. A sticky note on your monitor that says, next right action. a docked app that opens to your main dock, or a keyboard shortcut that inserts your status template. Let me show you exactly how the kit works in a relapse moment. You've drifted for 40 minutes. You notice the identity thought, tap your watch and say, "Identity thought detected." Split the line quickly. Set the 2-minute timer. Hit your default task, type 50 words or send the one-liner. When the timer ends, exhale longer than you inhale and say, "Loop closed, next small step is X." You just executed a clean re-entry. Log the bounce minutes and move on. The cognitive cue that powers this is next right action. Replace catch up with next right action everywhere in your notes, your calendar, your self-talk. Catch up signals infinite debt. Next right action is bounded, present, and doable. It shrinks overwhelm into one tile you can step on now. That change in language is not fluff. It changes what your brain searches for. Now here's where most people mess up. They try to make re-entry impressive. They think the first move back has to be huge to prove they care. That's identity theater, and it backfires. Your brain remembers the pain, not the promise, and re-entry gets slower next time. Keep the first move boring and finishable. The second and third moves can be bigger if you've got gas. Micro story: a sales rep made his first re-entry move, call 3 prospects. He kept failing. We shrank it to send 1 3-line follow-up. His bounce time dropped from 70 minutes to 16, and his next 2 actions came naturally. A quick micro story: a founder I coach would lose half days after a single miss. We installed a kit, default task, open roadmap, and write 3 bullets. Timer on his stream deck, sticky note with next right action. Bounce time dropped from 180 minutes to 14 minutes over 2 weeks. His line: "I stopped trying to pay yesterday's bill and just bought today's next step." Let's talk about relapse patterns. You'll see 3 common ones: silent spirals, loud sprints, and perfection replays. Silent spiral is numb scrolling. Your fix is social visibility. Your default task becomes a one-line status. Loud sprint is compensatory overwork. Your fix is the no-second debt rule and a literal stop alarm. Perfection replay is redoing finished work. Your fix is a per-written definition of done and the 90% rule taped to your monitor. To make this automatic, stage friction. Put your phone in a different room during reset windows, or use app locks that require a 30-second delay to open. Preload your work tab group and close everything else. Park tomorrow's first sentence at the top of the dock. Friction down for the right action, friction up for the wrong one. Before we move on, a checkpoint. If you remember nothing else here, track bounce time, refuse second debts, do the next right action for 2 minutes, and let the environment do half the work. You're not proving worth, you're proving movement. The faster you re-enter, the less shame can collect interest. Environment design. Make the right action the easy action. Pattern interrupt. Your setup can lower your bounce time before you lift a finger. Your brain follows the path of least resistance, especially under stress. So let's rig the path. We'll lower friction for the split and raise friction for avoidance. Think of your space, screens, and social cues as silent teammates that nudge you toward the next right action when willpower is busy. Start with friction down for the work that matters. Preload your start. Keep a default tab group that opens to exactly what you need. Main doc, reference note, status template, calendar. Close everything else by default. Put a first move card at the top of your doc, 10 words that name the smallest step. Right hook line, list 3 bullets, export V1. When you sit down, you're not deciding, you're executing. Now friction up for avoidance. Move your phone out of reach during reset windows. If you can't, use app locks with a 30-second delay, enough speed bump to notice the impulse and choose. Hide social apps on the last screen, inside a folder named Later. Increase the effort to drift and you'll drift less, especially in that wobbly minute after a miss. Make default actions 1 click away. Create text snippets for the one-line status, the ugly V1 share, and the scope renegotiation. Label them AC, V1, and scope so you can type, hit tab, and send. Build a keyboard shortcut that opens your lever dock. Put a 2-minute timer on your desktop or a physical cube on your desk. Eliminate hunt time. Set standing next step cards. Use a stack of index cards or a simple digital note that always lists the next 2 micro steps for your top projects. When identity fuse hits, scanning a wall of tasks spikes threat. 2 clear next steps shrink uncertainty fast. Cross one off, write the next. You're teaching your brain that there's always a small, safe move. Design your desk for the split. Place a small card in your line of sight that reads, Name action, split identity, 2-minute closure. Add the mantra beneath, next right action. That card isn't motivational fluff, it's a state cue. Under load, your eyes find anchors. Give them the right words. Tidy with intent, not perfection. A clutter-free workspace helps, but don't turn cleanup into avoidance. Do a 60-second reset at the end of a block. Clear what's in the way of the next first move, then stop. Leave the dock open with your breadcrumb sentence at the top so tomorrow starts hot. Use environment to create visible wins. After you close a loop, drop a token into a small jar or check a tiny square on a paper tracker labeled Loop Closed. It looks silly, but visible proof feeds momentum. Your nervous system trusts what it can see. Phone rules, practical addition. During your morning lever block and midday reset, put the phone in another room or behind you. If you must keep it nearby, face down with Do Not Disturb and whitelist only true emergencies. Pair this with a commitment. If you reach for the phone, you must run the split first and then do your 2-minute action. The reach becomes a cue to re-enter, not an exit. Shape your digital environment. Pin your main dock to the top of your file system. Create a today-only folder with just 3 files. Archive everything else out of sight. Use focus modes that only allow work apps during reset windows. And set your browser start page to a plain text note with your first move sentence. Remove kaleidoscope stimuli. Add social cues for co-regulation. Have one accountability buddy or small group where you post loop closed statuses, not confessions. One line, miss stand-up, accent, next step blocked. Keep it factual. Social visibility reduces the social threat your body is predicting and speeds the calm down. Consider public bounce metrics for a season. A tiny shared scoreboard where you log bounce minutes, no shaming, just data. Seeing numbers drop week over week reinforces the system. If public stresses you, keep it private but visible. A paper chart on your wall works. Identity artifacts anchor language. Put a sticky that says action over label on your monitor. Rename your task lists to repairs and next right actions. Change your calendar blocks to start with verbs. Tiny language shifts remind you that you're a person who repairs behavior, not someone on trial. Create exit ramps for common traps. If YouTube is your vortex, install an extension that forces a 5-second pause with a prompt. Run split, 2-minute action first. If planning becomes avoidance, limit planning to a specific slot and set a 2-minute cap during resets. If Slack pings derail you, mute channels for 20 minutes and set a status. Heads down, back at 2:20, act on arrival. Make the right action pleasant. Pair your 2-minute closure with a small, consistent reward. A sip of your favorite tea, a stretch, sunlight by the window. Not a break that derails you, just a sensory good job that your body can anticipate. You're wiring closure to comfort, not punishment. Finally, audit weekly. Ask, where did I drift? Where did I stick? Then tweak one friction point up and one friction point down. You're not building a fortress, you're building rails. Under stress, rails carry you. And when the rails are right, the next right action becomes the easy action. Mindset upgrades, language that stabilizes identity. Let's tune the language that your brain uses under pressure, because identity lives in words. When the words stabilize, the system stabilizes. We're going to replace labels with behavior, install I'm a person who, scripts, anchor 3 mantras, and redefine what counts as a win so consistency outruns perfection. First swap labels to behaviors. Labels are glue, behaviors are handles. I'm disorganized turns into I misplaced the file twice this week. I'm a procrastinator becomes I delayed starting for 20 minutes after lunch. See the difference? Labels feel final. Behavior is specific and changeable. When you talk in behaviors, your brain starts looking for levers, not verdicts. Now the upgrade. I'm a person who, these scripts tie identity to process you can run on any day. Try these. I'm a person who closes one loop when I wobble. I'm a person who protects a 5-minute floor on bad days. I'm a person who leaves breadcrumbs, so tomorrow is easy. The thing most people miss is they write these as aspirations, not instructions. Keep them grounded in actions you can do today. If you can't do it in 2 minutes, it's not a stabilizing script, it's a wish. 3 mantras to keep within arm's reach. 1. Action over label. Use it the moment a global identity thought appears. Say it, then do a 2-minute move. 2. Data over drama. This turns I blew it into bounce time was 32 minutes, next reset at noon. Drama amplifies threat, data shrinks it. 3. Next 2 minutes. Not finish everything, not catch up, just the next 2 minutes. This keeps your nervous system inside a window it can tolerate. Let me show you exactly how to use them in sequence. A miss hits. You feel the fuse. I always mess up. You say, action over label. Then you run the split and send the one-liner. You log bounce time and say, data over drama. You finish with next 2 minutes and take the next tiny step. That 3-beat language chain keeps you on rails. Upgrade your self-reflection. Instead of why am I like this, ask what conditions led to this and what conditions led me out. The first question hunts for character flaws. The second and third hunt for system levers. Answer with 1 sentence each. Then pick one environmental tweak or default script to test tomorrow. That's how reflection becomes repair. Here's a subtle but powerful swap. I need to be more disciplined becomes I need more safeguards. Discipline is vague and punitive. Safeguards are specific and supportive. Pre-open files, phone in another room, 2-minute reset on calendar. Your nervous system trusts safeguards. It argues with discipline. Language with others matters too. When you report misses, don't identity label. Try, here's the behavior, here's the repair, here's the time. Example, I missed the 2 p.m. update. I've sent the status and will deliver the draft by 4:30. You're modeling accountability without collapse, which invites better collaboration and reduces future social threat. Reframe wins so your brain gets paid for the right thing. Achievement peaks look flashy, but they're unreliable. We want consistency points. Give yourself a point for closing one loop under wobble, a point for logging bounce time, a point for stopping at your stop signal on good days. You're training recognition. I am someone who repairs, logs, and respects boundaries. That identity is durable. Now you might be thinking, isn't this just positive thinking? No, this is precise language that directs attention to controllable actions. Positive thinking tries to feel good. This aims to act clean. The reason it works is it reduces ambiguity, which reduces threat. Clear words lead to executable moves. Research stat you can use in voiceover/lower third. In experimental settings, self-compassion after failure increased motivation to make amends versus shame-based responses by meaningful effect sizes, e.g. Brains and Chen. 2012 showed participants offered more time to help after a self-compassion prompt. Neff and Germer, 2013 found higher persistence in practice adherence. In short, kinder framing, stronger follow-through. Common mistakes when upgrading language. Overpolishing the mantra. Keep it short, you need it fast, not fancy. Writing identity as outcomes. I'm a person who never misses, will break. I'm a person who repairs misses fast, will hold. Making language private only. Put scripts where you see them. Monitor, notebook, calendar titles. Repetition turns phrases into reflexes. Treating data over drama like a scold. It's not stop feeling. It's feel, then measure. A micro story to land this. A producer kept saying, I'm chaotic. We banned the word and swapped in behaviors. I changed the plan at 10:40, 1:15, and 3:05. We added the script, I'm a person who locks the scope at start and leaves a breadcrumb. We taped action over label above her screen. 2 weeks later, she said, I still wobble, but I recover without the spiral. That's the power of language. If you remember nothing else from this section, speak in behaviors, not identities. Tie who you are to repeatable processes, use the 3 mantras to steer state, and award consistency points. Words are levers. Pull the right ones and your nervous system gives you room to move. Micro stories, fast wins from real people. Let me make this reel with 3 quick wins from people who ran the split and tracked bounce time. Student A is a software analyst who used to vanish for hours after a miss. We baselined his bounce time at 2 hours and 12 minutes on average. He installed the physical cue, 2 taps on the desk, kept a default task of send one-line status, and put a 2-minute cube timer on his desk. First week, he caught 3 misses and ran the split within 5 minutes. The number that mattered. His average bounce time dropped to 12 minutes by day 8. Same workload, fewer spirals. His words were simple. I stopped trying to feel ready. 2 taps, 1-line timer. The thing most people miss is that he didn't change his ambition. he changed his first move. The payoff was compounding. Shorter spirals turned into cleaner days, and his team trusted his updates more. Student B is a perfectionist copywriter who had dozens of half drafts. We defined ugly V1 and wrote 2 text snippets, V1 share and 1 change only. Her cue was a hand-on sternum breath, then the split. For 7 days, she shipped 3 drafts, each with the note, react to structure only. That narrowed feedback and lowered the identity threat. Because she wasn't rewriting everything, her bounce time after critique shrank from 90 minutes to 20, the surprising win. Her clients responded faster with clearer notes because she asked a better question. The sentence that clicked for her was, "I'm a person who ships ugly V1, not I'm a perfectionist." Identity anchored to process freed output. Student C is a teacher rebuilding a workout habit with chronic fatigue in the mix. Old pattern, miss 2 sessions, then quit for weeks. We set a floor, 5 minutes of mobility or a short walk. We tied it to identity, I'm a person who protects a floor, and a visible tally labeled floor met. Over 5 weeks, she hit the floor 28 days out of 35. She missed full workouts plenty of days, but the floor streak stayed intact. Her bounce time from a missed session to a floor action averaged 4 minutes. Energy stayed steadier, and the identity, I'm an exerciser, survived bad days. People think motivation drives consistency. For her, consistency rebuilt motivation. A quick team version. A product pod adopted loop-closed pings in a private channel with no commentary. Format: missed X accent next by 3:15. No confessions, no pylons. In 2 weeks, their average task bounce time dropped and cross-team friction eased because everyone saw repair in motion. Social cues calmed the same nervous systems that were predicting social danger. One more micro-win. A grad student taped action over label above her monitor and changed her calendar titles to verbs. Write 50 words, email AC, outline 3 bullets. Her cue was identity thought detection. Any always never in her head sparked the split. She cut one Friday collapse entirely by running a 2-minute reentry between classes. The result wasn't magical, it was mechanical. She said, "I finally felt like the day had handles." Key insight across all of them. The split shrinks recovery, and shorter recovery multiplies output. They didn't become different people. They became people who closed tiny loops fast. And because they tracked bounce time, their brains believed it. Before we wrap, I'll give you a simple 7-day plan so you can make these wins automatic. 7-day implementation plan. Let's lock this in with a simple 1-week sprint. Keep it light, keep it mechanical, and give yourself room to learn. You're training reentry, not perfection. Day 1, baseline and environment. Today's job is measurement and setup. Track bounce time for every miss, note the event and minutes to first clean repair. Write your 3 detector phrases and pick a physical cue, tap desk, touch watch, hand on sternum. Create a default move list for your top 3 misses, 1-line status, 50 words, 3 bullets. Preload your environment, pin your lever dock, create snippets, AC, V1, and scope. Place a 2-minute timer where you can see it. Put a visible card, name, split, 2-minute closure. Day 2, reps on low stakes. Practice the 60-second split twice on tiny misses. You're rehearsing under no load, so it's ready under load. When you feel a wobble, late to a block, delayed reply, say identity thought detected, run the split, and execute a default 2-minute action. Log bounce minutes. Keep it boring. If you forget once, catch the next wobble. 2 clean reps beats 1 heroic save. Day 3, install the morning block and nightly debrief. Choose a 15-minute lever window you can actually keep. Title it with a verb and pre-open the file the night before with a breadcrumb sentence. When the block hits, no planning, just move your hands. Tonight, write your 3-line debrief. Closed, lesson, next step. Add bounce minutes to your log. If you miss the block, shrink tomorrow's slice and note the cue you missed. Day 4, bad day drill. Whether or not it's actually a bad day, run the floor on purpose. Use the 5-minute contract for your lever task. Close a micro chunk, log, floor met, and stop on time. If you reach for your phone, treat the reach as a cue, split, then 2-minute action. In your debrief, note how stopping on time felt. You're teaching your nervous system that small wins are safe and finishable. Day 5, good day guardrail. If energy is high, don't raise the bar mid-run. Set a stop signal before you start end time or completion boundary and leave a breadcrumb for tomorrow. Capture extras in a parking lot note. After you stop, do a 2-minute cooling lap. Log closed, send any quick status, and leave the start here pointer for tomorrow. Debrief. Did you protect tomorrow's energy? Day 6, live scenario rehearsal. Pick 2 scripts you'll actually need. Work scope change and late reply are common. Say them out loud twice each. Name the event, split concrete next step with timestamp, quick confirm. Paste both as text snippets. Then run one real-world rep today. If nothing triggers, simulate. Send a proactive status on a dormant thread. Log bounce time even if it was under 5 minutes. Reps build reflex. Day 7, weekly roll-up and tweak. Do a 5-minute review. Look at bounce minutes by day and by scenario. Identify one spike, name the condition that created it, and choose a single safeguard to test next week. Pre-open files, move phone, default ACK script. Celebrate 3 things: a floor met, a stop signal honored, and any bounce time drop, even small. Set next week's non-negotiable: morning lever window, midday reset slot, nightly 3-line debrief. A few tips to keep the week on rails. Keep everything visible. Put the detector phrases, the 3-step split, and next right action where your eyes land under stress. Shrink instead of shift. If you must move a block, have the scope and keep it today. Track, don't judge. Numbers are information, not indictment. If bounce time rises one day, note the condition and pick one tweak. Use social safety. Agree with one buddy to post one loop closed line daily. No essays, no shame, just visibility. Common week 1 traps. Collecting tools without reps. If it isn't used this week, delete it or park it. Simplicity wins when you're flooded. Turning the debrief into a diary. 3 lines. If you want to reflect more, schedule a separate block. Identity creep. If you catch yourself saying, "I'm just not consistent," say action over label, then do a 2-minute move. Your aim by week's end isn't 0 misses, it's a shorter bounce and a calmer reentry. Protect the split, track the bounce, trust the system. 7 days from now, your brain will predict, "We can miss and still repair," and that prediction is the start of durable momentum. FAQs and objections, quick, practical answers. Isn't this just avoiding accountability? No, this is accountability without identity collapse. You're not dodging consequences, you're separating behavior from self so you can address the behavior faster. The split starts with naming the miss in plain language and offering a concrete repair with a timestamp. That's stronger accountability than shame spirals and radio silence. What if the stakes are high? Split first, then escalate action. The moment you feel the identity fuse, run the 60-second protocol to stabilize your state, then scale your repair. Notify stakeholders, propose a minimum viable deliverable now and a full deliverable later, pull in help if needed, and reset timelines. High stakes demand clarity, not self-attack. The split gives you the clarity. How do I handle repeated misses? Shrink scope, tighten the floor, shorten the feedback loop. Your system's telling you it's overloaded or fuzzy. Make the first step embarrassingly small, set a 5-minute contract, and move your check-ins earlier so drift can't compound. Track bounce time across repeats. If it isn't dropping, change the environment. Pre-open files, lock phone, add a scheduled midday reset. When I go soft if I stop using shame? Research on self-compassion shows the opposite. People try again sooner after failure and pursue mastery goals more. You get higher performance when the nervous system isn't defending against identity threat. You're not letting yourself off the hook. You're keeping yourself on the task by removing unnecessary threat. Can I do this with a team? Yes, use shared language and visible bounce metrics. Normalize ACK plus plan messages, keep status lines factual, and celebrate fast repairs. You can track team bounce time privately or on a simple scoreboard for a sprint. Make it about process improvement, not personal worth. What if my boss expects penance? Lead with results. One clean apology plus an exact plan beats guilt paragraphs. Say, "I missed X, I've sent Y, and will deliver Z by 3:30. If needed, I can stay late or pull support, which priority helps most." Over time, consistent fast repairs shift norms. This sounds like extra steps. Doesn't it slow me down? 2 minutes to split and close one loop beats 30 minutes of rumination every time. The split saves time by ending mental debt quickly, and the default lists eliminate decision fatigue. What if the miss was truly my fault? Then own the behavior and repair it without turning it into an identity verdict. I didn't run the checks. Here's the fix and the safeguard I've added. Accountability plus a future safeguard is how trust rebuilds. How do I stop over-apologizing? Use the one and done rule. One apology, specific to the behavior, followed immediately by the plan. If you feel the urge to apologize again, convert it into an action. Acknowledged, sending the minimal version in 12 minutes. What if I'm neurodivergent and time-blind? Tighten external scaffolds, alarms for the reset window, visual timers, breadcrumb notes, and a visible definition of done. Keep first steps micro and sensory. Tap cue, breath cue, physical timer. The system is adjustable, make it concrete and visible. What if I tried and it didn't stick? You likely built complexity, not consistency. Go back to the minimum. One detector phrase, one physical cue, one default task, one 2-minute timer, one nightly 3-line debrief. Run just that for 7 days. Then add one tweak per week. How do I handle criticism without spiraling? Pre-frame feedback. Ask for the smallest possible input. If you could change one thing, what would it be? Run the split before you read notes, then pick one repair that's finishable in 10 minutes to restore momentum. Can I apply this to personal goals like learning or finances? Absolutely. Missed language practice? Split, then do a 2-minute lesson and log floor met. Overspent? Split, then execute a 2-minute repair. Freeze a category, set a reminder for a budget review, and send a status to your accountability partner. How do I measure progress without obsessing? Track bounce time and count resets completed. That's it. If both trend up and down in the right direction, shorter bounces, steady resets, you're winning. Resist perfection metrics, reward recovery metrics. One last objection, isn't this just semantics? Words drive state, state drives action. The split changes your biology enough to act better sooner. If you remember nothing else, separate behavior from self, act for 2 minutes and log the bounce. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Separating who you are from what you did breaks the shame loop and makes fast repair possible. Commit to a 7-day trial. Run one 15-minute lever block, one midday 2-minute reset, and a nightly 3-line debrief while tracking bounce time. Protect the split, refuse second debts, and let your environment carry half the load. For the advanced nervous system deep dive that pairs with this, watch the next video and keep the momentum moving now.